Welcome to County Fair on Waycross Community Media. Today, we are on location with Hamilton County Commissioner Alicia Reece, and we're here right down Smale Park, right down by the waterfront, because of this exciting project that you have been working on for so long, and now it's here, it's realized, and we get to see it. So let's talk about this location where we are here.
Yeah, we're excited. We're on the Ohio riverbanks, right across from the home of the Cincinnati Bengals, our stadium across the street. We're right next to the Andrew Brady Music Center, which is our new music center, has a lot of concerts, and right across from the Ohio River. And so this was once just rocks, and it was an eyesore. We had, everything developed looking great, but we had this lot full of rocks. And I said, wait a minute, let's take these rocks and turn the rocks into a world-class, state-of-the-art tourism attraction called the Cincinnati Black Music Walk of Fame. And so we connected to Andrew Brady Music Center that was named after a music teacher over in Western Hills in the 1930s. And then we connected to some of the black music legends that have come from Southwest Ohio. So we've got, everybody from the Isley Brothers who came out of Lincoln Heights, Dr. Charles Fold came out of Lincoln Heights. Then we also have people, Bootsy Collins from Cincinnati, Ohio, Penny Ford, who now performs over in Germany with the song I Got the Power. And she's right from Evanston here in Cincinnati, Ohio. We've got Midnight Star that's, was formed right here in the Cincinnati area. And so it's just been great. The Deal with L.A. Reid and Babyface that people know that went on, but they would have never been the L.A. Reid and Babyface that we know today if they had not started the Deal right here in Cincinnati. So we've got a lot of folks from this area. Then we have over 60 influencers who they don't have a star yet, but they're influencers, and they are people that come from jazz and opera and R&B, gospel, and so you get to see their names and get to see who they are. You get to find out that the first African-American woman to sing at the White House was from Cincinnati, Ohio in the 1800s. So you kind of get what you call edutainment. You get entertained, you get educated, and then this is 50 years of hip hop. Everybody's talking about 50 years of hip hop. We've got High Tech, who produced for Snoop Dogg and Anderson .Paak and so many others, and 50 Cent, and he's right from Cincinnati. So when you come in, you've got a beat machine. You can play the beat machine, and it's curated by High Tech. And we got the waterfall, and the beat jumps with the water. We've got our iconic star. There's no star like this. So when people thought about this, they thought, well, is it just going to be like the Hollywood Walk of Fame? No, this is a tourism interactive attraction. We even have a special curated concert that you can be in the concert playing with Bootsy Collins and his late brother Catfish. It's the only place in the country where Bootsy and Catfish are together. You get to play in it. You can play the drums, you can play the guitar, you can dance, and then you can take the QR code and put it on your social media that you performed with Bootsy Collins, and we make it look like you're going into the Paycor Stadium. So it's very detailed. Same thing with Penny Ford. You can dance and be with Penny Ford. You're on stage with her and the avatars, and you can use the QR code. And then we got dance modules that has different music, over 500 plus songs of people who are from Southwest Ohio, and they've got their music, and you get to play, dance with the music with all this art, virtual art behind you. So it's a place where mom, the grandkids, and the grandparents can all come and have a good time at the same time. So we're very excited about it. We now have 12 star inductees, and then we have a video that you can hear from them, hear their stories. If you want to sit down and hear their stories or hear from people that knew them. Our oldest person in this Walk of Fame in the influencer section is Mr. Frank Payne Jr., who is over 100 years old, still alive, but never got his due. He played with Duke Ellington, and he's from right here. And to see him show up in the wheelchair, to say, man, I finally got the recognition, it warms my heart.
I think that when you're from an area, it's easy to think of other cities as, oh, really superstars come from that city or that city. And I don't think people know King's Records. I don't think people know how much Cincinnati is part of this music story. And this is a space that tells it, so that if you live in Hamilton County, you can come down and feel like, yes, I come from a place where superstars come from. What does that do if you're a kid growing up in this area to know this is here?
Yeah, I think it's so important to know this history. You're right. King Records, we even have a lot of the folks from King Records that are in the Walk of Fame. You got Otis Williams with Otis Williams and the Charms and his star. Kent Butts, who is the King Records Foundation chair, and then Patty Collins, Bootsy Collins' wife, who was with us when we announced that we need to do something like this. And what it does is it brings the legacy of our music and combines it with the future of our music. And what I love so much about it is that when someone comes down there, he says, oh my gosh, they're from where I'm from, and they made it, and I can make it. And then you also hear their stories of when things got tough and how they overcame it and was able to go on and create this music. We created so many sounds. 24 Karat Black was formed right here in Cincinnati, and people don't know when they're listening to a Jay-Z song, that music is sampled from 24 Karat Black. That's from here. And so we had about 130 youth come down from all over the country. The Literacy Lab were in town. They were from DC, they were from Indy, they were from Baltimore, all over the country. And they were so excited. But when they ran over, they said, oh my God, I've heard this song. This is a Jay-Z. I thought it was Jay-Z. I didn't know someone from here helped do that. They didn't know James Brown recorded his big hits right here at King Records. They were asking so many questions, and that's what we want. And I think it becomes, one, we take our history back by saying, wait a minute, these sounds, this contribution to music worldwide came from people that grew up right here in our area. And then at the same time, we say to the youth, you can be from here and impact the whole world. We have a young man who helped produce, was a producer on Beyonce's Renaissance album. Wow. He is in the influencer section, and it talks about his work with Beyonce. So Beyonce is mentioned in the Walk of Fame. So they look at him and say, man, I can do it. And so we want people to come down and have great memories of the great music, people dancing and coming together of all generations, all races. And then we want the next generation to say, wait a minute, you can't tell me that I can't do this, because come down here, let me show you people that are from here and what they did.
And you've already demonstrated people coming from far away to see this, which is the whole tourism point.
Yes.
But I also love that people who live here will grow up with this.
Absolutely.
Say, yes, this is a place where I can do this. And we've mentioned the stars and people, but this is, like you said, this is not just a static, there's a star in the sidewalk, the end. You have a lot, and if you're hearing sounds around us, you can hear a waterfall, you can hear music, there are presentations to watch. It's not just, I'm going to read a sign and look at a star on the sidewalk. No. There's a lot of active things to do here.
It's interactive. Yeah. You can be in a studio, you can be on the screen and say, I played with Bootsy Collins. You can come in and say, wait a minute, I learned how to do beats from High Tech. We have a digital wall, Did You Know, that's constantly changing, that gives you did you know things. People didn't know that Sheldon Reynolds, the late Sheldon Reynolds, he was one of the lead singers in Earth, Wind and Fire. So you can come down here and you can hear their music, you can do the QR codes, learn more about their music, or you could just come down and have fun, take selfies. And the most important thing for me was to make sure that it's free. It is free for everyone. Anyone, all over, especially our residents in Hamilton County. Come on down, bring your families. We're open every day from 6 a.m. until 11 p.m. And it's totally free. And the thing I also like is at 9 p.m. every night and at 10 p.m. every night, twice a night, there's a special light show that comes in, and it's a complete takeover. All the videos, all the sounds is curated with Lincoln Ware DJing and Don Juan DJing, and then it shows you dancing from here to all over the world. The Q kids that are from here, they just won Nationals dance competition. They're featured in it. Roller skaters are in there. Mr. Morton, who was in the Disney TV show, he's in there. So it's just showing all of our talent from here, from little kids to grown-ups to seniors, and it just brings it all together. And like I said, I wanted it to be free. I wanted it to be open, and we'll be, we're right here. We're open 365 days.
And we're outside.
Yeah.
We're at the waterfront.
Yes.
The walk itself is exciting and fun, but you're also down here looking at the stadium and the riverfront. You can hear, the restaurants are down here, the sports are down here. There are already reasons you're coming down.
There's a lot of reasons that you come down. You can have a great time. Family, I hear people say, my family was in town. I told them about the walk. We all came down as a family. They did photo shoots here as a family. I mean, there's just so much fun, and the music gets you going. When you come down, you're like, oh man, I'm feeling good. Everybody wants to dance and have a great time. So that's our goal. And we're already getting people looking at us for awards around the country about how we did it, and starting to get the respect for the artists that have come from here. The woman that wrote "We Shall Overcome," we sing it every Martin Luther King holiday as we're marching. From right here in Cincinnati, she wrote the original version. No one kind of knew that. And I'm seeing other artists learning about other artists, and they were just like, wow, this is amazing. So that's what we want to do. We even have where you could come and sing along and on the video screens yourself. So it's just something for the whole family to do. But it was so important as we talk about tourism, taking this empty lot full of rocks, eyesore, no one's coming to visit. It's just sitting there, and it's on our beautiful front porch to Ohio, right? To Cincinnati, to Hamilton County, and to transform this into it's accessible, wheelchair accessible, et cetera. And that's important to me. My mother was a singer, and unfortunately she died at 57 from breast cancer. And I grew up with a lot of these artists growing up in the studio. My father was a rep for Motown, then he had his own record label. So I would see this growing up and see Bootsy and hear about the different stories. But when my mother passed at 57, I learned that we can't let these stories die when we die. We have to pass it along. And so as I was the deputy director of tourism, I saw, what was going on at the Rock Hall. I had to promote the Rock Hall. But I saw all the time what was missing was everything that was happening in Southwest Ohio, and a lot of people didn't know about it. So I'm really blessed to be able to see that vision and now be able to pass that information down. And now we've got the Rock Hall in the north part of the state. We've got the Cincinnati Black Music Walk of Fame in the southern part.
We have our own.
We have our own now.
And does it feel like a family album for you, since you grew up with so much of that industry around you?
It does. It really does, because like I said, I heard their stories. I heard, saw them in the studios, but I thought every kid had this experience. And for me, it was like, well, wait a minute, every kid should have this experience. And so for me, this is a way to give back. So every kid, no matter, your background, how you grew up or whatever, you have access now to their stories, and their stories maybe can help you, not just the music, but might help you to say, hey, I can keep going. Hey, I can be from here and and achieve my dreams.
Great things come from here.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I'm super excited. We had the grand opening. We had over 5,000 people show up. Unfortunately, the fire marshal said no more people inside. We had another 1,000 out watching it. We had Ohio players performing. Wow. We had, all of the inductees coming back and walking the red carpet, the national and international media here talking about our county. And it was just amazing.
So I'm here absorbing the fun of the music, and it feels on a Wednesday afternoon like a party. But I'm gonna focus a little bit because I wanna ask you what other kind of things, just briefly, what other kind of exciting things are going on in the county?
Yeah, well, at the State of the County, when I became the president, I talked about our theme of One Hamilton County and about us being first, particularly as COVID was on the backside. People want to know what happened next, or what are you doing next. So we're very excited. The 513 relief bus, we unveiled our own brand new bus, and what it is really Hamilton County on wheels. And so we have a lot of medical services. We're doing more health screenings than ever before, high blood pressure, diabetes. We even do screenings for Alzheimer's. We are doing more screenings. We're getting ready to do dental. Dental's going to come on board. We're partnering with Congressman Landsman, where we're going to be able to bring in Social Security. We're partnering with our health commissioners, where we can do birth certificates, as well as, of course, rental assistance and all the other economic mortgage assistance and all the other economic things. The other thing we talked about was small business. We want to be number one for small business. If you're going to be a county of the future, you have to make sure you're accounting for small businesses. And so we had never had an office of small business. We now have our office of small business. We launched it in Sharonville at the Sharonville Convention Center, first time ever, Small Business Day, and we had over 1,000 businesses come. We had millions of dollars you could apply for grants right on the spot. We had people helping you with your business plans. We had one-on-one with contractors who are looking for small businesses, and we were able to help a number of small businesses. That office to date has helped over 500 small businesses. Our county has given out $14 million in grants to keep small businesses going. So we're very excited about our small business initiative. The other thing that we certainly had talked about was the Office of Youth. And I'm happy to report that, youth is so important to us. And so we have invested $4 million to youth grants, organizations that's helping youth. We want more youth in positive activity. Our philosophy is we must get our program, the positive program, to our youth before the street program gets to them, right? So we put $4 million toward that. And that was the first time that we put that kind of money toward our youth. In addition to that, we also have affordable housing, so important, workforce and affordable housing. And we did a partnership with CDF. We put the largest amount of any government entity in history in Hamilton County. We put $40 million toward affordable housing, over $30 million with CDF to go to existing fix-up affordable housing, help with gaps with projects that have a gap in it that's going to help with affordable housing. But then we're talking about new affordable housing for seniors, for reentry, for workforce housing. So we're working on that, and it'll have I think, a long-term effect. And then we have what we call the Right Now program. $5 million of that money we put to help people stay in the house they have, to help them with back taxes, help them with mortgage, those kind of things, which we thought was so important. I have been a big pusher of the 30% tax rebate that was promised to the voters with when we did the 2 stadiums, and I was proud that one year I was able to get the full 30%. I plan to push for that again to try to get the 30%, especially as the reappraisals and so forth that the state mandates. I want to be clear, the county has nothing. I mean, if it was up to me, I have been pushing to freeze the taxes, particularly with seniors, but the state law does not allow us. I'm pushing. We used to could do it at the state, and it changed after Ted Strickland got out. I'm pushing again. I'm not at the state, but I'm pushing at the state to freeze those for senior citizens. They got fixed incomes. Why do they have to keep rising up? But I'm going to be pushing for the 30% rebate. Again, we have to do it every single year, and I'm hopeful that we'll be able to have a positive return. So we have been, like I said, the bus has been to 78 locations, 29 different zip codes, has helped 12,000 people. Our small business program has given out $14 million in grants, and we're helping over 500 businesses with our new Office of Small Business. We've got funding, $4 million for youth programs, and we have an Office of Youth to help our youth connect with jobs and opportunities. So I think we have really used the ARPA money to diversify and to leverage so that we can help all of Hamilton County. And again, our goal is to be the #1 county in the country. And
you have put so much into that short. I mean, if you may have to rewind this and watch it back. There's so much covered in that. But I want to go back to the bus because that is one location they can find out how to access most of what you just talked about. And what I really love about that is that it's not just, hey, we're going to have a fair and we give you flyers and good luck getting to it. It's the actual people from those services. You can actually get them at the bus.
At the bus. And what I love about it is that, like you said, a leaflet fair.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
not a PR situation. It's actionable. To be a part of our bus, you must be about action. And so we even have different people that join us on the bus. The Talbot House has joined us. We've helped a couple people that was contemplating suicide. And the bus, I made it where you could slide the door and it's soundproof, so you have privacy. And they were able to help some people who were on their way, on the brink. I've seen it where they helped a senior citizen whose daughter died of COVID and she was retired and was left with the grandkids. She didn't know what to do. We were able to have she didn't even know about a kinship program. She came to the bus, the kinship program is partnering with them. So those are the kinds of things. The bus is Hamilton County on wheels, and we're coming to you.
The bus is going everywhere in the county.
Everywhere.
You can just go online and find out where it is next.
Yeah, 513relief.org. 513relief.org. Now you remember we broke that on Waycross Media because we did a relief-a-thon and people didn't know where to go, and we created that portal.
Yeah.
And since us creating that portal, we've had over 200,000 people access the portal. Fantastic. Because they make it very easy. We made it very easy, 513relief.org. You can apply on there, you can do other things on there. All of that is available.
So now we've made sure folks know where to go. That's a one-stop for anything you need help with, county-wise, anything you need help with.
Right.
But also, because we're still standing here at the Walk of Fame and it still feels like a party, where can people go to find out more information about this?
Yes, they can go to Cincy, C-I-N-C-Y, blackmusicwalkoffame.org. Cincy blackmusicwalkoffame.org. They can even nominate people. They have an online nomination. Now, I'm not the person that makes the decisions. Ligon Ware, everybody knows he's had over 50 years in radio. He chairs that committee. But we're very excited. Every year there'll be 4 new stars, thanks to our partnership. This is a public-private partnership. Procter & Gamble, who stepped up to support the stars. And then we have other partners like Kroger's and All in Cincinnati, Greater Cincinnati Foundation, and so many more that have helped with making sure that all of these things are free. We want to make it free so that no child could say they can't be a part of something like this because of money. We don't want the money to separate them from being able to get the knowledge and have the fun.
Well, I know you've coordinated a whole lot of organizations and time and people and musicians and members of the public just to turn a rocky space in between things on the waterfront into this really interactive, inspiring place that I hope everyone from the county finds time to get down here. You know you're coming down here, so make sure you come walk over here because it's a lot of fun no matter when you come down here. Wednesday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a weekday is still fun down here. So
it's a lot of fun, and again, like you said, it helps us with tourism. It's the newest tourism attraction in Ohio, and Hamilton County is a leader.
I love that. Thank you so much for taking some time to meet me here.
Thank you. Thanks for coming.
I'm looking forward to playing with more of these interactive spaces when we're done.
Yes.
And if you are watching this program, then thank you, because that means you want to stay up to date on what's happening in Hamilton County.